They thought it would be easy. One human alone in the void, cut off from support, piloting a single outdated corvette. 50 ships, sleek and deadly, closed in with the confidence of predators. But predators forget. Sometimes prey has claws. The target was Commander Dane Cross, a human tactician already whispered about in alien war councils. They called him reckless, illogical, unpredictable. They called him dangerous. When he crippled a Dominion convoy with only 3 ships, the enemy declared him a menace. When he escaped an ambush by flying through the corona of a star, they decided he was insane. And when he convinced a dozen fractured colonies to unite under a single banner, they concluded he was more than a threat. He was a contagion. So they sent 50 ships to end him. Not 10, not 20, 50, enough to blot out the stars. The hunt began near the Asheville Nebula, a wasteland of ion storms and drifting wreckage. Scouts reported Cross's corvette limping, hull scarred, systems failing. The enemy commanders congratulated themselves. The trap was set. All that remained was to close the jaws. But Dane Cross had set his own trap. When the first wave rushed in, weapons primed, the corvette seemed to shudder helplessly. Then its reactor flared and detonated, not in destruction, but in brilliance. Floodlights hidden in the debris ignited, dazzling sensors. Mines handcrafted from scavenged wreckage exploded in patterns designed not to kill, but to blind. The fleet stumbled, colliding with their own scouts, firing blindly into the dark. And in that chaos, the crippled corvette vanished. Cross wasn't fleeing, he was hunting. He knew their psychology, their doctrine, their reliance on overwhelming numbers. He lured them deeper into the nebula, where interference turned precision into guesswork. He scattered decoy drones, each broadcasting his ship's signature. 50 ships split into frantic clusters, chasing phantoms. Every false target cost them fuel, ammunition, and trust. And then he struck. One by one, ambushes unfolded like clockwork. A destroyer drifted too close to a magnetic eddy. Its hull tore apart as Cross detonated charges planted hours earlier. A frigate opened fire on a decoy beacon, only to be gutted by torpedoes emerging from a storm cloud. Every kill was surgical, merciless, silent. The hunters became prey, and none of them knew where the next blow would come from. But the true terror wasn't the weapons, it was the mind directing them. Cross wasn't trying to escape. He was teaching them fear. He left wreckage arranged like warnings, bodies positioned to be found, signals hacked to whisper their own ship's screams back at them. Panic spread faster than plasma fire. Commanders shouted over comms, desperate to regroup, but their fleets dissolved into fragments. 50 ships had entered. Now they fought each other as much as they fought him. In the final act, when only a handful remained, Cross revealed himself. His corvette emerged from the storm like a ghost, hull glowing with stolen power, weapons charged from the very wreckage he had created. The survivors turned to flee. He didn't pursue. He simply broadcast a single message across their channels, words that would echo in every council chamber across the quadrant. You should have sent more. Of the 50 ships, not one returned intact. Some were destroyed outright. Others drifted, crippled and lifeless, claimed by the nebula. A few limped away, crews broken, minds scarred by the memory of a single human who turned overwhelming force into a massacre. In the aftermath, alien strategists rewrote their doctrines. Numbers no longer guaranteed victory. Calculations bent under the weight of human unpredictability, and whispers spread through every fleet. If one human could do this, what would happen when more followed? They sent 50 ships to capture Dane Cross. They lost them all. And somewhere, deep in the nebula, a lone corvette slipped into silence, its captain smiling grimly at the stars. Because humanity had never been prey. It had only been waiting for the hunt.